Alright, so basically Ken Carson just dissed 3 of his clones, and I'm actually not sure why. I don't think they did anything to him. He just randomly posted a snippet or previewed a snippet where he was dissing all 3 of them. So let's get into it. Ken Carson was what it looks like riding in a car with his fellow label mate, Opium Baby. He doesn't make music or anything. He's just friends with Cardi, and here's what he said. So far, he said he's on the south side and he's rolling off Thrax. So you could kind of just say that, hey, maybe he doesn't know those guys. Maybe it's just a random lyric. But then he says this. They not having any garments he's putting on that, yeah. I don't know. He's just putting it on is what he's saying. Like, Mister, put that shit on, yeah. He then says, lifeless, how I put your face on a silhouette. You ain't got no Thrax. Still, you must be off that crack. And finally, he says, you ain't on the south side for real. I'm posted on that. All right. So he's dissing Rolling Thrax, Outside Silhouette, and Lifeless Garments. And I understand the last one, but I don't really understand the other 2. I kind of do, but I don't get like the full story. I don't think anyone knows the full story. But let me explain. If you don't know who Southside Silhouette, Rolling Thrax, and Lifeless Garments are, they're all kind of like these SoundCloud rappers, like Opium adjacent, and they all kind of like bit off like Destroy Lonely, Ken Carson, Cardi, of course, and they kind of fit his look. They're kind of like Walmart Opium rappers, and I'm not saying that their music is bad. I'm just saying their image is like Walmart Opium. You get what I'm saying? Like Rick Owens, All Black, all that stuff. And by the way, these guys, they must be devastated because, you know, their idols are dissing them right now. Except Lifeless Garments. He's dissed Playboy Cardi in the past. But if you didn't know, Rolling Thrax had this song on TikTok where he goes like, I just spent this, you know, like, I don't know if you heard that TikTok song. It was like a very popular audio. It was like blowing up, and he has this one big song. There's like a music video with a couple million views and everything. So he got a little clout from that. Southside Silhouette and him, they had like this little wave. And it's kind of died down now. Like, these guys' careers aren't really going anywhere. No one's really talking about them. I haven't heard from them in a long time. I'm not really checking out their music. Most people aren't really checking out their music. They kind of got a lot of attention from Rolling Thrax's one TikTok song. And then that was it. That's all, you know, they kind of died down from there, like I said. So you're probably thinking, wait, why is he dissing them? Because, you know, first of all, Ken Carson is way bigger than all 3 of these guys. He's way bigger than them. Like, I'm honestly surprised he even is giving them this attention, because now they're gonna come back and make a diss, because, you know, they have everything to gain from this and he doesn't really have anything to gain from this. But here's what I think is really interesting. If you didn't know, Ian Connor had started his own music group back like 6 months or a year ago, like his own little group, because, you know, everyone was always saying, yo, Ian Connor, you've always been tapped in with all these rappers, all these artists, why did you never sign them? I think he got like a 5% finder's fee on Cardi's music or something like that, but from like long time ago. You know what I mean? Why is it that you don't sign these guys? So I guess Ian was like, you know what? I'm gonna get this talent now. It's still not too late. And he formed his little own music group. And guess who was part of it? Rolling Thrax, Outside Silhouette, and Lifeless Garments. There might have been another one. I don't think so. I think it was just them 3. So I'm kind of curious what Ian Connor has to say with this, because I'm pretty sure him and Cardi are still like pretty cool with each other. They were definitely like very good friends at one point. So, you know, I wonder if he'll respond or what he has to say, because these are like his people, you know what I mean? Like, these are his artists. And Cardi's artist, who's obviously way more successful than all of them, has just dissed him, you know? So that's something to think about. The other thing is he's kind of like talking about how he's gonna, you know, do something to them. They're not really from the south side. He really was. By the way, he really is from the south side of Atlanta. I can't speak for those other dudes. They might just be using it for the aesthetic. For all I know, you know, most what was I gonna say? Cardi fans, Ken Carson fans, Opium fans, just fans of this underground SoundCloud stuff in general, like Ken Carson way more than these guys too. So no one's really gonna be on their side except some like really big fans of theirs, which there aren't that many of. You might find some like angry in this comment section though, if you're looking for any. But anyways, Lifeless Garments, who also used to go by Vamp Leak, who also has these allegations of him messing with girls who aren't 18, responded to them. One of his diehard fans said, on God, those guys see you as competition. What's funny is his profile pic, oh never mind, that's Young Thug, not Cardi. Garments then responded and said, they feel threatened, LMAO, I'm just a guy doing music. A hater said, you must feel threatened every time a girl over the 18 tries to talk to you. And he said, I talk to none but grown hoes. So, and someone said, because those guys gave you a restraining order on those minors. So yeah, he's still getting roasted. People don't really like him like that. But you know, what can you expect when you have those type of allegations? And if you don't know, like, the proof is just all out there. There's screenshots, everything. Finally, I just want to say, like, what's really funny to me, or what's funny to everyone about this, is that, like, Ken Carson and Opium, these are like these guys' inspiration, you know? Their entire style and swag, even though they do their own kind of different stuff and they don't just like hop on blown beats and stuff. Like I said earlier, their image is so inspired by Playboi Carti and Opium. And now they've kind of, oh, there's another guy named Dior versus you, but he's way smaller than them. So that's also like part of their clique. And you know, now they've kind of like separated themselves and moved towards their own direction. They kind of got their own thing going, but in general, they're still very inspired by these guys. You know, what's kind of ironic is I just looked at Rollin Thrax's SoundCloud, and in his likes, there's a Ken Carson song you see on the first page. You know, there are Playboi Carti songs. These guys are definitely huge fans of Playboi Carti, which is kind of funny. But another thing I also want to point out is it's kind of lame too, you know what I mean? Because like, they didn't really do anything. They're also like, no matter what you think about them, listen to some of their new music. It sounds nothing like Carti or anything that Ken Carson is doing. Maybe some of their old stuff did, like Destroy Lonely and that, you know. I think Tana's friends with them too, just a random fact. You know, they've kind of separated themselves quite a bit. So I don't really understand why he's dissing them. Like, I don't know what he... Also, they don't really seem to have any like problems, or they don't really seem to have done anything. They just seem... So it's kind of lame, you know what I mean? Especially like, I think it's more of a Ken Carson thing than Carti. It's like this jealousy thing. If you don't know, Ken Carson, he recently passed 1 billion streams on Spotify. That equates to about $4 million. Just, that's gross. You know, you don't know what Carti's cut was, what his cut is, what the label's cut. That the label takes most of it. But you know, he's a big artist. Touring is giving him lots of money. He just sold 50K units first week. That's a lot of units. You know, there are artists that go number one. 24K Golden, he went like number one on Billboard for like a month or two, and he sold 20K. You know what I mean? Like, Ken Carson is big. So what I'm trying to say here is he has like a history of this now, you know, where I think Osama's son, we can all agree that Osama's son was definitely like very influenced by Carti. You know, he recently got tattoos and everyone's like, man, just looks like Carti. He dyed his hair blonde. Everyone's like, man, he looks like Carti. The bandana stuff, the red bandana that people also linked back to Carti. There's a couple of other things too. And Ken Carson dissed him, or not dissed him, he tried to like blackball him by making sure his producers who were working with him, because they were like, damn, this guy's hard, don't send beats to him, and they didn't really like that. So, you know, but Ken Carson didn't really like that. So to me, it doesn't really, I don't really think they did anything. I just think Ken Carson is jealous, or, you know, sometimes people who are really big, they're also very competitive, you know, like that's the reason they got there. Or sometimes they're just selfish, you know what I mean? They don't want to see other people win. And to be honest, as much as everyone clowns on Lifeless Garments or Van Bleek, whatever you want to call him, he was kind of right. Ken Carson does, I don't think he feels threatened. He probably just doesn't want to see them even win a little bit. But those are just my 2 cents. I'm not entirely sure about this whole thing. It's really random, to be honest. But that's it for this video. Thanks for watching and have a nice day. Thanks for all the love. See you next time. Bye.